Hi, this is a quick video response about our phosphate sensor. So I've collected together some of our FAQs, that's some of our frequently asked questions, and put them in a video response. And it says, are your phosphate sensors intended for agricultural or environmental applications? The answer is they can be applied to agricultural and environmental applications. If you want to, now of all our sensors, the most invested in and the most robust sensor for agricultural and environmental applications is actually our nitrate sensor. So please take a look at our ZP AgTech. You'll see there that we have quite matured technology for measuring nitrate in soil and environmental applications. I'd also say take a look at the blog there. There's probably some interesting articles regarding that, including real-world data. So at the moment, the nitrate sensor is the most advanced in terms of agricultural and aquacultural and environmental applications, but the phosphate sensor will also catch up with that. The next question is, what's the measurement method used? So if you click the button and go to the phosphate sensor, you will see from our raw data that we have voltage versus time, which tells you that this is a potentiometric sensor. So that's the quick answer to the measurement technique that's used. It says, what's the limit of detection and what's the linear range of the sensor? So again, the linear range is at least 0.1 millimolar to 100 millimolar, which is approximately 1 ppm to 100 ppm, approximately. So that's the linear range that we've tested. And then the limit of detection, this is also a tricky one because the limit of detection depends on the application of interest. So I don't have enough data at the moment to say what the limit of detection in the agricultural space is. The sensor is quite clearly linear, in a good range that would cover most of the agricultural applications, but I can't answer it specifically at this moment in time. The next question is, are there any measurement interferences? So all sensors have measurement interferences. Whether they're important or not depends on the application of interest. So for example, if you're measuring something in blood, then the pH is often controlled. So if your sensor is pH sensitive, it doesn't matter because the matrix itself is quite pH controlled. Now in terms of our phosphate sensor, then there will be some of these interferences, and as we mature the sensor, then we will be able to adjust for them or eliminate them. But I can definitely know it won't be oxygen sensitive, it won't be so much ion sensitive, and we will have to buffer the sensor for pH sensitivity. And then I'm being asked, is there any technical specification for this sensor? What we have is in the public domain, or what we're willing to give is in the public domain. So just take a look at this web page. Would be the quick answer to that. And it's asking here, have we tested versus classical measurement methods? So the quick answer is we've done things like colorimetric testing and compared against that. And it's also saying, what are the calibration requirements? And the calibration requirements really depend on the final application. So if you want high accuracy, then you'll probably have to calibrate quite frequently. But if you just want to do trending over time, then you don't need to calibrate, is the quick answer. So whether we advise people to calibrate or not really depends on the actual final application. And then the question here is, what is the sensor's response time? So again, I mean, it's in the raw data. So if you come and look at this page, I can see here that this sensor is kind of reaching its what we call T90, 90% of its signal, in really just some single seconds. So because I can see here that that's 50 seconds along here, so it takes a fraction of that to actually reach its plateau. So it's responding quite quickly. So if I was to summarize our response to this, the phosphate sensor is on its way to being applied to agricultural and environmental applications. people are able to buy this phosphate sensor off the website. And with time, we will build up the agricultural data around it. The measurement technique, as I say, was potentiometric. The linear range was 0.1 millimolar to 100 millimolar, which is about 1 ppm to 100 ppm. Whether there's a problem with interferences really depends on the application of interest. And these buttons below should really help. So I will just finish off there, and thank you very much.